And that breaking news is topping our show here on Local 4 Live. 2 children have been shot on Detroit's east side. We're going to show you a map of where it's happening. This is near the area of 6 Mile and Van Dyke. Right now, we're not exactly sure what happened or what the circumstances are, but police have confirmed 2 kids have been shot and they have gone to a hospital to be taken care of. I want to show you some live pictures from out on the scene right now. Our crews just arrived. Shante Passmore is trying to gather more information from the police department, but as you can see there, Mason is the one running the camera. The road there in the subdivision there near 6 Mile and Van Dyke has been blocked off. DPD cruisers are out there. The yellow crime scene tape is up as well. And as we zoom in a little bit further, you start to see that there are some folks outside, whether they are neighbors or family members, of course. We don't know right now. It sounds like what may have happened here is that the kids were inside of a home. We don't see any evidence markers of any shell casings or evidence outside of the home. It sounds, and again, this is all preliminary information, like the kids may have been shot inside. We don't know the circumstances, though. We're going to wait for much more information from Detroit police. But as you can see, a very active scene there with what appears to be either neighbors or family members of the 2 kids shot. We don't know their conditions. We've heard over scanners that they might be okay, but again, that's all information that has not been confirmed. So don't, we take great caution to confirm information before we consider it valid. These are all things that we're just hearing, again, secondhand. So hopefully those kids are going to be okay in the shooting. 2 of them shot. We'll see what comes out of this in the next couple of minutes. Shante Passmore will give us an update in about 15 minutes after she has an opportunity to talk to those on the scene and talk to investigators to try to understand exactly what happened here. Well, again, thank you for joining us live here on Local 4 Live and Local 4 Plus. Click on Detroit.com and streaming on YouTube. Besides that breaking news, I do want to talk about your headlines this morning. If you're heading out the door, give yourself some extra time because the roads are wet from some overnight rain. The rain, though, isn't the only problem that we're facing in this morning commute. In fact, we can take a live look as the air quality is also a challenge until tonight because of wildfire smoke coming out of Canada. Still, right now, Metro Detroit is seeing unhealthy air, but other areas in the state have even higher levels, as you can see on this air quality map. Now, that rain, as we referred to, also causing some problems on the roads. This is also a look in Taylor, Inkster Road and I-94. You can see stalled art cars are in the water, still there. They've been there for a couple of hours now. You can see still there. The water has dropped considerably from where it was a few hours ago. And this is a great reminder. If you see any kind of standing water, do not try to drive through it. You do not know how deep that water is. And as these folks found out the unfortunate way, it was too deep for their cars to get through. Again, this is Taylor Road right underneath of I-94. Also, let's take a look at some video from about 6 o'clock in the morning. This was I-94 at Ecorse Road over in Taylor. Cars risking their engines there, doing the same thing, and also got stalled out. Some made it out, some did not. Again, the message there obvious. If you see water, do not try to drive through it. Also, continuing with this freeway theme here, we're going to go to the Oakland-Macomb County border. 696 in both directions was closed early this morning because of a jackknife semi. You can see there. The semi hit the median, taking out the wall between both sides of the freeway. It appears nobody was hurt in that crash, but right now at least one lane of westbound I-696 has reopened. So many things happening today, and now we're going to talk about the conversations we'll have here on Local 4 Live. We are going to check in with Ashley just a bit to talk about when this rain is going to let up and where that air quality could improve. Then we're almost in August, and that is one of the hottest months in Michigan. And with sports and school kicking into gear, that means that the kids are going to be out there as well. So Dr. McGeorge is talking to a doctor about how we can help our kids avoid heat illnesses while they're practicing outside. And today is the day. Football officially back. The Detroit Lions playing in that historic Hall of Fame game to kickstart their preseason. This morning we've got a full interview. Hobie walked around the field with Dan Campbell talking about Lions, trick plays, and a drunken karaoke experience. I can't wait to see what that's about. Speaking of that Hall of Fame game, that game is going to be right here on Local 4. We do want to hear from you. Head over to clickondetroit.com/vote, or you can scan this QR code right here to tell us, who do you think is going to have a breakout season this year? We've heard a lot about J-Mo. We'll see. Okay, in some of your headlines today, heading to court, a man accused of the rape and murder of a Washtenaw County woman in 1989. Buster Robbins has a pretrial hearing set for 1:30 this afternoon. That hearing is an opportunity for both sides to come together to just kind of talk through the case, see if there's any issues or maybe a plea deal before the trial begins. Prosecutors say in 1989, Beverly Wavell was abducted from her vehicle after dropping her son off at school. Her body was found shortly after in Superior Township. Robbins is also under investigation for other cases, including the 1990 murder of Paige Rinkowski. Well, the clock is ticking down to tomorrow's trade deal deadline, and many countries still working to finalize agreements. On Wednesday, the president announced a deal with South Korea that sets a 15% tariff on imports. He also threatens a 50% tariff on Brazilian goods if they don't end a political crisis, and he is doubling a 25% tariff on imports from India. Experts say it is hard to know what all this means for Americans because the details are so few and far between. The president wants foreign companies to pay more, but many can't. This could lead U.S. companies to buy domestically, which might raise prices for American shoppers. Taking a live look at the stock futures board this morning, futures trending up following big tech company announcements from Microsoft and Meta reporting strong earnings on Wednesday. Now, Microsoft became a $4 trillion company yesterday, putting it after Nvidia as the second most valuable company in the United States. This comes after the tech giant announced an 18% growth in its second quarter. On the clock to release earnings today, Comcast, CVS, MasterCard are going to be sharing their earnings before the bell. Apple and Amazon are going to do that to release their earnings when the market closes. Also today, investors are watching for important economic data to be released, including prices people are paying for goods and services, as well as the number of people filing for unemployment benefits. We're going to see what happens when the markets open at 9:30.